You ever felt like the redhead stepchild and you don't get quite the love that you deserve? We're going to give you 10 bottles that deserve more love. Welcome back to another edition of Bourbon Kingdom. I'm David.
And I'm Zach.
And today we are going to talk about our underrated bottles.
Yep. So, and whenever we say we, it's Dave's underrated bottles.
It is my underrated bottles with a little help from him because it's much harder to find underrated bottles.
It really is.
Yeah.
It is actually a lot harder to figure that out.
I think
I gave you like a couple suggestions.
Yeah. I have purposely stayed away from that video because I really don't want to know that kind of hate that I got. I have not steered clear of comments on any video that we've ever done. But I feel like...
Yeah, there's a couple.
I feel like I probably got a lot of hate in that one. And
it wasn't nearly as bad as what...
Well, good.
As what you thought.
Good.
Except for...
Because,
like,
at the end of the day, we're just having fun.
That's true. That's true. And if you like this video, or you hate what Dave likes, make sure you put that in the comments below and hit that like and subscribe button right there. Oh, and the notification button.
Yep, all the notifications in the world. All right, let's just start it off. One is the old Jim Beam single barrel. You know us, and you know that we don't generally hype up any Jim Beam.
Technically, under the Jim Beam umbrella, we like a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Not a lot, but...
Again...
But some.
We just mostly hate Bookers.
Yeah, that is true. Most of my disdain for Jim Beam is Booker's. But this is one that I feel like if you are looking for an affordable single barrel, like, people pass this up thinking...
I know I did for a long time.
People pass this up thinking like, oh, it's just Jim Beam, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The truth is that it's really good. And for, what is this one, 22, 20?
Something cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you're getting a single barrel product that is really, really smooth, really easy to drink.
Findable. Affordable.
Yeah.
You probably don't own one, so you should try it.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
All that good stuff. So, good bottle. Needs more hype behind it. Number two, we're just going to try to get these out of the way. The very old Bourbon. A lot of people poo-poo on this.
But, also a lot of people defend this bottle,
a lot of people do defend
it. And I'm on the train of defending it because it blinded so well.
I wouldn't have put this on the list had we not blinded it, and it blinded it.
Yes.
It did fairly well on both of our lists.
Yeah, well, we just expected this to be dead last.
Yeah,
or almost second dead last.
Yes, I did.
And it beat out bottles that we personally love.
Yeah, for sure. So, cheap, 15, 16 bucks, somewhere in there.
It's like, is it cheaper than that?
It might be cheaper than that.
I think it's cheaper
but
than
it's cheap. Rot Gut whiskey. It's good.
But it's not Rot Gut.
No, it's not. I just made me think of that song.
No.
Pick it up. Have it on your bar. It's good. Good to mix. Good to do a lot of little things with. So, enjoyable. Three.
I haven't talked to this bottle in a while.
We haven't.
Did a review of it, though.
We did do a review of it. I feel like we sleep on Stellum a lot anyway. I don't think it gets the love that it should. It is a solid bourbon from barrel. Like,
yeah,
I just feel like if you're wanting to get into barrel in some way, this Stellum does a really good job of kind of hitting you in the face in a good way.
It's such like an easy proof too at 109 some change. It's a blend of Indiana, Kentucky, and Tennessee.
Yeah.
Not
like the Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana. We don't want that one.
No. Unless it's sourced.
Unless it's sourced.
Then that's delicious.
Yeah.
But the odor source stuff, y'all know what we're talking about. But yeah, for this being Kentucky, Indiana, and Tennessee, you don't really taste any of the Tennessee.
Yeah.
So I do think it's really good. It does sit on shelves. It's findable.
Yeah.
And they also have a rye too if you're into rye.
Yeah. Next one, speaking of rye, let's go ahead and pull this one out. And we speak because we love the Hard Truth Sweet Mash Rye This is this batch 2?
It's one of them.
No, this is batch 1. No, sorry, this is batch 2. Rickhouse 1. We will scream it to the top of our lungs like they are doing good stuff at Hard Truth.
Awesome.
All kinds of good things, not just bourbon. Not just ryes. They do like some liqueurs. What would you call those liqueurs?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, a bunch of different things. They have a brewery there too. Just all kinds of stuff going on. But this right here is the only rye that made our top bourbon list.
Yeah, our top 20 last year. Yeah. So it was
the
basically our rye of the year.
It was our rye of the year. Good stuff. No one people around here are talking about it because it's in southern India. Like it's in Indiana. It's an Indiana rye.
MGP.
Yeah, that's not MGP. Like it's good. Get on the train. It's worth the money to have.
Agreed.
We will hype it till we can't hype it anymore until they maybe send us free stuff. And then we keep hyping it. So
Dave is a sucker for free.
I hate to listen. I will do all of it. Chattanooga, again,
especially their bottle and bond.
Yeah, their bottle and bond. Like to me, we don't talk enough about Chattanooga.
Yeah,
the best thing coming out of Tennessee besides Jack Daniels.
Yeah, but that's even a different animal too.
It is a different animal.
That's just. I mean, it's one of the biggest producers in the world, so it's just a different animal
for sure. Their bottle and bond is really good. Their founders is really good.
Yeah, it's great.
Like they just make really good stuff, and I don't think people scream it to the top of their lungs as much as they should. Very underrated bottle.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's so fruity, and it's at first it was kind of hard to find for us up here where we live. Then it started sitting on shelves. It only comes in batches, so when it's out, it's out.
Yeah.
But, if you can snag one of these, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Another underrated sits on the shelves. It really does. Is this 2023 BEP? This is like the best thing Makers has put out in a while.
I think their LEs have been really, really good the last couple years. The year before I did not like, but the year before that I did. So I guess that would have been not the 2022, but the 21s. I like.
Yeah,
I like 20s. And the amount that they produce, and what are these, like 60?
I think they're like 70, 75 bucks. Something like
it's
that.
Not crazy.
No.
But they literally make so much they're worth trying. And you can still find these on a lot of bars.
Yeah.
So
are you telling me I could have this or have that Penelope Architect? I'd take this in a heartbeat. Different bourbons, but
it is different. But I agree.
75 bucks. I'm spending on.
I think I agree.
Yeah.
I do agree. These tend to probably be close to their best stuff that they do.
Yeah. So. And it's only fitting that we had one overrated Makers product and one underrated Makers product. It balances itself out.
I didn't agree with them. Whatever.
He didn't agree with it, but that's okay.
At some point in time, somebody's going to figure out how good this stuff is.
Redemption Rye. It's this 10-year, right?
Yeah, this is the 10-year.
Yeah, 10-year barrel.
I've not bought a 9-year batch. I guess I should just to compare it, but whenever I see the 10 years, I was buying it.
If you see this out and you see a Redemption 10-year rye, pick it up. You will be very happy that you did.
They tend to sit, for whatever reason, between, at least for us locally, Kroger and Total Wine.
Yeah.
I don't know why Wicker Barn and like Cox and stuff like that don't keep them around. So maybe I just don't see them. But these, I don't understand how 10-year MGP sits around, and then yet we'll go pay $400 to $500 for an old Scout pick that's 8 to 9 years old.
Yeah, I don't understand it either.
I don't get it.
Well,
I understand the old Scout stuff is good. I'm not saying it's not. It's sitting on the shelf for $80. I think it was $80 is what tier it fell in for us.
I think you're right.
So
next is Four Roses. You all know our love for Four Roses. We will scream it till the top of our lungs that we love Four Roses.
Yep.
I honestly, and maybe this is more from a secondary value perspective, that for whatever reason, these recipes don't have like a huge secondary market.
Well, I think there's a couple of reasons. I think the price of them
That is true. The price
has chased some of them out.
Yeah.
And then the more, like, okay, so doing this channel, right? Like, whenever people write us a lot and ask us, like, where to go.
Yeah.
We always kind of, one of the distilleries we always tell them, because, one of the big things is just trying to get a bottle. Well, Four Roses, knock on wood, they've been putting out 3 to 4 bottles, 3 to 4 different single barrel releases almost weekly.
Yes.
When I tell people that, and then I ask them like what they went and got, a lot of them still skip over Four Roses. It's just there's not as much interest in these as what there is. I know for us, for example. Like, I love Four Roses.
Bottle for bottle.
Strengths.
I don't care what recipe it is. They are all generally good. I've had maybe 1 or 2 misses in all the bottles that I've owned.
Yeah. They've been on a pretty good hot streak the last couple years.
They've been
of picks. I won't say I love all of them the same.
No, there's
such as children, but
there's different tiers to it for sure.
Sure,
yeah.
But and I'm not counting the specialty ones like the 16-year-old,
the 16, the 20 year.
Yeah, I'm not
counting
those.
Count.
But I'm just saying, like in general, I think you can also get between the 10 recipes a really good diversity.
Yes.
From that.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why these haven't really kind of taken off.
I agree with that. To me, the most underrated on this list that we've done is this one right here.
Ooh, you think that's the most underrated?
I think it's the most underrated.
Ooh.
And here's why.
Okay.
Outside of super allocated Old Forester, this is my favorite. Bottle in, bottle out. The 100 proof single barrels have a tendency to be like right in the sweet spot of a lot of the barrel strength single barrels have a tendency to run a little bit hot.
They can,
sure. Not all of them, but like that's if you're going to hear a complaint about the Old Forester single barrel strengths, a lot of people's complaint is, "Woo, that has some heat to it."
Yeah,
woo,
no,
that's got some heat to it.
Yeah,
listen. You get past the heat of barrel strengths and the flavor and the profiles on them are generally really, really, really good. I like them. They have complexity to them. Some are more sweet. Some are like have darker fruits. There's just again, what you don't have to do in the 100 proof is deal with the heat.
Yes.
And you get those same little complexities that you get in a barrel strength, but you get it in 100 proof, knocked down just a little bit to where you can just enjoy the liquid for what it is. And I think people sleep on these because they're not the barrel strength. And everybody feels like, ooh, I gotta get the barrel strength in order I'm gonna be a big boy. I'm gonna be a big boy, I'm gonna get the barrel strength.
Oh my gosh. So before all that, here would be my argument why this would be underrated. Because I know some people are just like, Old Forester pick underrated. You just don't see these. Like, you really don't. Like, these are kind of, at least in our area, the people who typically pick 100 proof are restaurants and bars.
Yeah.
And anymore, they're still picking barrel strength, so that's what people honestly want. So the fact, like, Cox's did one this past year. And then I think that's it. I don't think Total Wine's done one. I haven't seen Liquor Bar. I haven't seen a Kroger one. I haven't seen any of the big chain stores do it. Now, this is one from Old Forester. Old Forester's doing them. But that's it. Like, you just don't see them. And I do agree. I think there is a difference of experience, which is ultimately what you want. Whenever you're sitting here drinking stuff, you're taking them in as an experience. And I think you get a different experience at 100 proof than what you do at barrel proof.
I agree with that 100%. Underrated. And then the last one, we like to always put a little bit of allocated. I mean, we did.
We didn't have as much allocated on this list as what you did.
But we like to end sometimes with a underrated, whatever we're doing, like an allocated. Mm-hmm. And to me, this one right here, and we've talked about it before. Yeah, we think that this is an underappreciated bottle.
Oh, for sure.
Because year in and year out, these are really, really solid.
Yeah.
they don't. They're not going to blow you away and probably be like #1 on our list of bourbons.
Well, I mean, 2 years ago, it was in our top 10.
It was in our top 10.
And it won some people, like, it was some of their best whiskey of the year.
But, like, these, for what they cost, they're probably, this year, it's probably going to be $250.
I think I paid $150, $175 for the one. I won one from the lottery last year, so that's fine.
This year is going to be $200 plus. Just going to say, the single barrel strengths are now 100. So
yeah, let's not talk about that. It hurts.
Yeah. So like this, for what's inside, this usually drinks as a special liquid, and so $150 for a special liquid,
I agree,
is good. And then even secondarily, like what other distilleries equivalent to this would be from a secondary standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
3 times as much sometimes.
Oh, I agree. No, 1,000%.
And so, like, you just don't appreciate what's, like, we don't often appreciate fully what's in there and how good it actually is.
It also goes back to that barrel strength. I just think people, at the end of the day, sleep on Four Roses.
Yep. I agree with that.
So,
till the next time.
We'll see you.
We'll see you.